Hey everybody, it's me, Lamika, and I am back with Tea with Lamika. So today I decided to pose a question on my Facebook that I would normally reserve for Tea with Lamika. But I was talking to another crafter earlier, and I've talked to other crafters before. This one was a black crafter, and I've spoken to other black crafters too about this issue. And so I just wanted to bring it here on the channel and ask you guys. Anybody can participate on this question, but let me read to you what I posted on my page, and then go from there. Because I like I said on here, I'll be more on the topic on the video. I was just on the phone with another black crafter, and we were talking about one thing, and then it led into the issue of why black women do not support each other enough, especially in the crafting community. I know this is a sore subject sometimes, but why do you think this is the case? Do you think it happens more than we like to admit, or do you think folks just have their own cliques? I would hate to admit this, but in the beginning, I had more non-black customers than black customers. I said to myself, it is because they do not know I exist. However, other than that, when we see each other, why are we afraid to speak? I have seen black crafters and I would smile to let them know I see them. But if they are with their friends, they speak sometimes, and others, they just act like they do not see me. This does not bring unity. It separates us. I have a few on my friends list here that do not speak. I do not add you as a friend under this name to be quiet. I love to interact with everyone regardless of color, but I can totally understand where she was coming from about just support. For me, it does not have to be financial support, just support. I may get unfriended because of this post, but when have you ever known me to not say anything? My husband says women are cliquish, period, and it does not matter your color. Then I said more on the topic with Tila Mika. And as I was talking to Mark about this issue, he did make the point. He said, every morning I see these three women walk together to go to breakfast. He said, nobody else is with them. It's just them three. And he said, I don't think it's a black and white issue, yellow, blue, whatever the case. I don't think it's a color issue. He said that people connect, and I wrote down some of his points. People connect with each other based on culture. Maybe it's just the simplest ways to connect. Like you may see two Asians in the room with, a room full of black people. They will probably be the ones speaking to each other more because they connect because of their culture. He said he doesn't see it as a black and white issue. He just thinks that women are cliquish, period. But I don't want to go down the route of being cliquish because he is right. Women are cliquish. I remember way back in the day in Arkansas, I had a group of friends. There were seven of us. We were tight. Like, if you mess with one, you had to mess with us all. You know what I'm saying? We had each other back. And so, yeah, I guess you could say we had a clique. Someone new coming into our clique, we kind of, we need to kind of see where you're at. Why you want to hang out with us all of a sudden? What you trying to get? Because this group of ladies I used to hang with, one of them, she was married. She was the only one that was married in the group. Well, her husband, he was really popular DJ, and with him came a lot of guys, and the guys knew that the girls were at their house because her friend his wife had a lot of single friends, which was us. So it will always be a lot of guys over there, trying to get with us or whatever the case may be. But someone new trying to come in never really worked because it just didn't, they didn't gel the way we all gel together. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want it to be like a clique thing, even though I know it really could be that as well. But the issue is supporting each other. I know that there are a lot of black crafters out there. And the one thing that black crafters are always saying, I mean, it is like a broken record, because even I said the same thing. Where are the other black crafters? I don't see any other black crafters. Where are people that look like me? Nothing against white people, Asian people, nothing against any other race. But sometimes you want to be able to connect to someone that is your same color or your same culture, and say, hey, I do it too, or I craft too. And so it's kind of hard when you are in a public place and you see another crafter and they don't speak. I remember going to the scrapbook expo in Virginia, and I seen some black crafters. I was like, I smile. I smile so that they can, acknowledge, or I acknowledge them, let them know, hello, I might want to craft with you one day. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe one person smiled back, but it's not like we made a conversation. I would like to be able to walk up to you and say, hi, my name is Lamika. I love to craft. I love to make things and blah, 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 this and blah, 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 that. But it just seems that sometimes people are not, I guess, approachable. And they don't seem like they want to be approached, but yet they're looking for other crafters like themselves. Like I said in my post, in the beginning, when I first started my stamps, I had more non-black customers than I had white customers. And again, I just felt it was because, the black community just didn't know about me, and I still feel that enough of them don't know about me. But I can't do anything to make them know about me. It's really me trying to put my product out there for people to see it, for people to know, hey, it does exist. For me, again, it's not about you buying stuff from me. My point is to support. I don't have to have, you don't have to buy my stamp, but if you were to say, hey, here's another crafter and this is what she sells, and she's black, and she sells images that look like us, that's fine too, you don't have to buy it, but her point, and I think my point is the fact of just supporting each other, period. I'm in this group now called Black Women Create, and some people may get offensive because it's only for black women. Don't. Everybody got their own groups, okay? And don't give me there's no group for white women create. No, it's not. But it's just so that us crafters, and it's a very small community of us, let's be honest, that we can support each other and say, you know what, wow, that looks good, or how did you do that, and blah, blah, blah. Because I'm in a lot of groups. Don't get me wrong. Please don't take this video as a, racist type of video or whatever you want to take it, because that's not where I'm coming from. I get along with everybody. I love everybody. I have people of all colors in my family, whether you know it or not. And, I love them all. And I see it as the same way in just the community. I mean, just as a whole, for the whole world. I wasn't born that way. My mom didn't raise me to be like that. But I will say this. We have to start supporting each other. And I don't think it has to be a black or white thing. I think it just needs to be support, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can support someone, support them. Give them a shout out sometimes. Drive people to know who this person is. For me, I'm going to shout out anybody. For real. If I see you doing something and I like it, I'm going to mention it on my video. I don't care who you are. You can be black, white, purple, yellow, blue, pink. It doesn't matter. If I like it, I'm going to support it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are the same way. But I can totally understand and get where she's coming from when she says black women don't support black women. If you see me in the store and I'm buying craft stuff and you're buying craft store, don't walk past me and be like, let me see how much that is. Say hello. I would love to speak to you. And I'm not going to lie. I probably am the same way. I know I've done it before where I walk in the store and I'm looking at stuff and I see another black crafter and I'm like, I don't speak. But for me, the reason why I don't speak is because I feel like they don't want to speak back to me. I try to, oh my God, I know this is stupid. Oh my God, but I'm going to really admit this. This is what I do. I'll walk and if it's just me and another black crafter in the crafting section and I see them looking at stuff, I'll try to walk around them to the areas that they're walking in so that maybe it might nudge a conversation. So it doesn't even matter if I'm interested in the stuff they're looking at. But I want to see if we can maybe connect through, crafting, the love of crafting. But it rarely goes anywhere. And it has caused me personally to be scared to even approach someone of African American because I feel like they're not going to be receptive, or I feel like they're going to feel like they have their own clique. They don't need nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to feel like that. One of the crafters that I met in this area, her name is Catherine, and she's on, but we call her Cat. She's on Facebook. You're probably friends with her. Cat Body Blue is Catherine Body Blue is her name on Facebook. And when I met her, she was so friendly. Very friendly. She invited me and another girlfriend of mine to her house for a crop so we could meet other black crafters in the area, because I was new to the Maryland area, and I was definitely new to Columbia. And when I went to her house, she made us sit separate so that we could get to know the other crafters in the room, which I liked. And she also made us feel welcome, so that we could know these other crafters in the room. Now, one of the crafters that was there, I kind of felt like she was giving me the side eye, like, we don't need you here. But I come to find out later, that's not what she was doing. She had some stuff on her mind that she was dealing with, and it just came across like that. And now, we're like really cool. I like her. She's inviting me to her stuff, and if she sees this video, then she'll know I'm talking about her. But anyway, the point is, Cat was really nice, and she doesn't do it just with cropping or crafts and stuff. She does it as a whole. Like if you go to one of her parties and you don't know the other women in the room because they're her friends, she don't make you feel like you are the outside person. She makes you feel welcome. She makes you feel like you're in with everybody. She wants you to interact with everybody at the party, and that's what I love about her. I absolutely love that about her, and I do the same thing with people. I want people to get to know each other. I want them to have fun. I want you to go outside your realm and get to know another person, not just the people that you know. Get to know this person over here. But she will bring you, like if you're sitting off to the side by yourself, she will come and grab you and bring you into the fold with everybody else and say, hey, meet such and such. This is my friend, blah, 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 and tell you everything about her. And it makes you feel welcome. It makes you feel comfortable. It makes you not be sitting in the room by yourself. Like this other party Mark and I went to, his best friend from school party we went to. Really nice, elaborate party. You know, the one I'm telling you guys about on the other video. But you know who I sat with the entire time? My best friend, Mark. Yeah, I sat with my husband the entire time because everybody that was in there, they already knew each other. They had their own kind of clique. And the host, she did, which was his wife, she she went around and she spoke to people, but she didn't make you feel like you should join in and everybody get to know each other. So we kind of like sat to the side because we didn't know all these other people. He knew him when they were young kids, growing up to now, you know. Unfortunately, because of one of their friends' wife passing, it brought them all back together again. But he hadn't like hung around him in years. So we kind of just sat by ourselves. I would have loved to be in the know of the party with everyone, speaking to people and having a better time. I just didn't have a good time like that. Usually when I go to a party, I'm having a good time. I'm doing something. I'm getting to know people. And it just wasn't like that. And I don't think anybody, when they go to a place, want to feel like they're an outsider. They want to feel like they're in something. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with Black crafters, to me, when you're at a store, if you see another Black crafter, just say hello. Hey, how you doing? What type of crafting do you do? That's the one thing you can do. The other day when I was in the store and I met the crafter Sonia, the one that lives here with me and another girl, Joy, was in there and we were actually talking. We were talking the whole time. And we saw Sonya, and you know, I seen her, and she was walking around Joann's, and she was in the crafting area, and I saw her, and I thought to myself, I really want to say something to this girl because she's just walking around. But she was walking around, and I you know, I couldn't find an opportune time to say anything. And then me and Joy, we were just talking about all kind of stuff. And then we were all in the same aisle, and we were talking about the silhouette machine and all that stuff. And she just went ahead and jumped into the conversation. She's like, wait a minute, you guys talking about the silhouette, right? And we were like, yeah. And then with that, we all started talking together. And then that's when we found out she lives in this area. So thank God I have a crafter right in my town that I can hang out with. Come to find out she has one of those. Baby, she got a top of the line cutter. She got a silver bullet. You know, I ain't doing all that. I got a little cameo and I'm good with that. But the point is that she spoke. And we were all able to just come together and we talked, and come to find out, guess what? Me and her were trying to get together soon to hang out. We live in the same area and it was all good. So I was really impressed with it and I was happy, but it gave me the boost to say, you know what? From now on, when I am in the store, not only because I didn't have my business cards with me, oh, I know my husband would kill me, but from now on, make sure I have my business cards with me and make sure I introduce myself to fellow crafters in the store. And it doesn't matter what color they are. Just introduce myself. Hey, I'm a crafter here in Columbia. Here's my card. Maybe sometimes we can craft together, make projects together. Or if you need my help and you working on a project and you need somebody there to help you glue some stuff down because you got 110 invitations to make, I'm your girl. I will understand. I'll know how to cut this stuff. I know where you want the design to go. Or you need somebody to look at it and say, hey, does this look right? Girl, no, girl, you need to move that and you need to delete that. You know, things like that. So that makes it not a black and white issue. It just makes it a support issue and support your fellow crafter versus why don't black people support other black people? Because I'm going to tell you, there are two other crafters in this town that I do know. And when I did hang out with them, I felt like the third wheel. I did not feel like I belonged there with them. They made me feel like I was a third wheel. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. Don't get emotional, Lamika. Not today. Not today. But it took me back to, oh God, I hate to talk about this because it took me back to, I guess, grade school when kids do form cliques or you're trying to be friends with somebody and they leave you out. You don't know how to interject into the conversation because they're talking about stuff that you don't know anything about. So you're just sitting there and you don't feel like you're a part of anything. That was my first experience here in Colombia. And when I hung out with them that day, I came back home and I was upset. And I told my husband, I said, you know what? I'm never ever hanging out with those women again. I said, because this is the way they made me feel. And he was like, you should not hang around with someone that makes you feel like you're an outside person. And I never spoke to these women again. I got a text from one of them maybe like a year later. Ain't that something? A year later. And she was like, how you doing? What you up to? And I was like, I'm fine. I mean, I kept it cut and dry because to me, you made me feel a certain way. I should not be upset when I come home to my husband and I've been hanging out with crafty people all day long. I should be happy. I should come home and I should be, yay, I had a great time. But I didn't feel like that. And they didn't make me feel like that. It wasn't until I met Catherine that and I call her Cat. I'm just gonna say Cat. It was not until I met Cat that it made me feel really good to be able to meet other crafters and have them bring me into the fold without me having to feel like I was alone. And that's just how it was. And I've been to several of her parties before. I've been to her house a couple of times. It's just it is what it is. So sorry I had to get upset like that, but that's my experience. And I would just say to everybody, when you see a fellow crafter in the store, just speak to them and say hello. You don't have to be their buddies. You don't have to be their best friends. You can just say hello. My name is, and then what type of crafts do you do? Because you never know when a person is feeling lonely and they don't have anybody to craft with. I've been there. Totally been there. My first years living here, that's where I was at. I was by myself and I didn't have anyone to craft with. Nobody. And it would have been so nice had someone just extended their hand to me and say, hey, my name is such and such. What type of craft do you do? And it would have been great. So anyway, I would love to know your comments. I would like to know what you think about this tea with Lamika. I know it's a little sensitive to some people. But please, I know this was a long one, but please let me know what you're thinking. You already know how I am. I'm going to put the tough subjects out there. I really, really want to know what you think. I enjoy reading all of your comments. Our subject yesterday, it was spicy, baby. It was spicy, but it was so fun to read your comments. Oh my God, you guys had me laughing, honey. But I'm gonna tell you something. Small spaces, you can do a little something. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. You have a great day. Bye.